Hey everybody, so welcome back to part two, and basically what I want to do now is basically what I was talking about prostitution. I was kind of giving like an overview of the situation and stuff like that, and why keeping it in the black market is bad for people in general. But here in part two, I want to go ahead and talk about the common sense perspective to it all, and you know. Basically, what I want to start off with is, a day in the life of, a hooker here in the black market here in the United States. So basically, you wake up, you do basically the same thing. You go to work, you go to work out in the streets. A lot of the time it's cold, and you either have a pimp or you don't. And if you don't have a pimp, you're sitting there freezing your ass off outside, and a guy can come out. He says, "Okay, I wanna." Here's some money. You can give me a blowjob, do whatever. And basically, what happens is, the girl does her job, but a lot of the time, the guy's on drugs, or the guy's violent in some way, or the guy has AIDS, and the woman may have AIDS. And since the woman doesn't have AIDS, and she doesn't get STD checks, regularly, it's estimated that 1 out of 5 people who actually have AIDS don't realize that they have AIDS. So, it's kind of like, she gets in the car, she has sex, she gets AIDS, then she gets out of the car, she goes and has sex with another guy, and she gives the guy AIDS or another STD, and basically that's the way it's done, and sometimes the girl will get into the car and she'll get abducted, she'll get raped, she'll get beaten, sometimes they get murdered, so it's a really risky profession to have in the black market because of the things that I just mentioned before. And I wouldn't do it. If I was a girl, I wouldn't go out there in the legal market and chance getting AIDS or, all these STDs or getting raped and beaten. But obviously a lot of women do, and that's because they're poor. They need the money. They need the money for their children, whatever. And so when you make it illegal like that, that really hurts them because they're struggling in the first place, and they basically have to do it in order to make ends meet. So to sit there and punish these women for doing what they have to do is just sick. It's basically disgusting, and the politicians are fucking sick for doing it. But so that's the way it is with, if you're not working with a pimp. If you're working with a pimp, you get together with your pimp, and you might be in an apartment or something like that, or you might be at a bar, and the pimp will, will have his clients, and he'll negotiate a price, and he'll, say, okay, you go with him, and it's a lot safer that way. It really is. But that's basically the way it is, in there. And even with the pimp, the girls don't get STD tests all the time, and they're contracting stuff all the time, and they're giving it to their pimp, and then their pimp's got other women under him, and he's giving it to them, and it's just basically one big clusterfuck, So, but that's the way the black market works. That's the way it works. The black market works with everything, basically, It's one big clusterfuck. And so now that I went through the black market situation, common sense perspective on the black market situation here in the United States, there's I'd like to go through the common sense perspective of the legal market, because I actually lived in Spain for 4 years, and when you live in Spain, it's all legal. Advertising for it is legal. They got billboards on the highways saying, come over here and get a free blowjob when you get a drink or whatever. It's pretty crazy, but I mean, it's crazy compared to our standards. I don't really think it's that crazy, but whatever. But so you go to one of the places. I haven't particularly been to one of those places. We'll just say somebody else. I'm talking about another person. But basically what you do is, when you go into one of these places, it's it's a really nice place. It's kind of like a mansion kind of thing, or like a hotel mansion. It's got its own swimming pool and everything. It's got the banner, the sign of the business, whatever it's called, like Scarlett's or whatever, whatever you want to call it. and you go in there, and then there's a bar, and the women come to you. Basically, you sit at the bar, you have a drink, and the women come to you, and they say, okay, you want to go upstairs or whatever, you want to do whatever, and then you negotiate the price up front. She says, okay, $60, 60 euros. That's basically the going rate for it here in the United States. Because it's illegal, it's like $1,000 or something fucking ridiculous, But so you negotiate the price up front, and you go, up the stairs to one of the rooms, one of the hotel rooms that they got in the business, and basically you take a shower. She takes a shower, which has got to do with cleanliness. So it kind of adds protection against certain STDs and stuff like that. And basically, you always, in Spain, it's pretty much mandatory that you use a condom. Obviously, you can get away with it if you pay extra, but for the most part, the prostitutes demand that you wear a condom. And you can't really get away with things because there's a button that they can press that calls the security up. So if you want to beat her, if you want to do something wrong to her or kill her, then she can call the security up and they'll just beat your ass, basically. So that's the way that works. And, they put a condom on you, and then you guys get it on or whatever. And basically that's about it. After your time's up, after they negotiated it, after what you guys agreed upon is finished, then those two people, just finish up, and the guy goes home, and the woman, keeps working if she wants to. It's completely on a voluntary base, and a lot of the women that actually work there actually like working there, because in Spain, where there's like a 60% unemployment rate, these women make more than every single guy. A lot of the women that work in these places go to work in a limousine. That's how crazy it is. So to sit there and say that they're forced into this work in the legal market is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I saw a Dr. Phil episode a while back, and they were talking about the prostitutes, and the prostitutes said it was a bunch of prostitutes, and basically the prostitutes said that they liked doing what they were doing. I don't remember if it was the Bunny Ranch Girls or if it was the Sugar Daddy website. I think it was the Sugar Daddy website, but basically the women said that they like doing what they're doing, and why should anybody get to decide what they get to do with their own body? And I completely agree. I mean, people who sit there and say that they're pro-choice when it comes to abortion rights, how can you say that you're not pro-choice for the right to choose what a woman wants to do with her own body when it comes to sex? What is it so much better? Is it so much more moral when it's concerning the death of an unborn baby? Or is it, and it's less moral when you're talking about just sex? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. These Democrats are just fucking stupid, and so are the Republicans, really. In fact, the Republicans are really fucking stupid. So, that's one of the reasons why I vote Libertarian. But, yeah, that's basically the common sense perspective of legal prostitution. Of course, we have it here in the United States. It's the Bunny Ranch. There's no problems when it comes to the Bunny Ranch. The women love working there. They get paid like $120,000 a year. I mean, it's so ridiculous. I mean, and I know a lot of people won't like what I'm about to say, but a lot of women were meant to be, in that career field. Some women are meant to be smarter. Some women are meant to be chemists, doctors, whatever. But some women are meant to be prostitutes. So that's what they were destined to do, basically. That's what I believe, at least. Some women are just so stupid, and so hot at the same time that there's really no other choice for them. And if they choose to do it, then that's great. If they choose to work as a waitress, that's great too. It doesn't bug me either way, but at least we should give them the choice. And in doing so, in giving them that choice, we actually mitigate a lot of the problems and a lot of the harms that the black market causes to our society. So, alright, that's part 2, and I hope you guys subscribe to my channel and you guys like my videos. So, thanks for watching.